Hey there, Andrew Medlam here. So you've just requested access to the Economics of a Wealthy Coach spreadsheet. So just before I give you access to the spreadsheet, I just wanted to let you know that I've just pulled this directly out of our 6-month mentorship program. So this is something that our clients, our private clients, heavily invest into. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I don't want you to treat this, because obviously I'm giving you this away for free as a tool that you can use in order to understand what you need to do in order to hit your monthly sales targets. But I don't want you to treat this as though it's just another freebie that you've been given to that looks good, it looks sexy, yet you don't use it, and it's just left on your hard drive, just gathering dust. Because that's a waste of my time. It's a waste of your time. It's not serving you. It's not serving anybody. I want you to treat this as though you have heavily invested into getting access to this. Let it serve you. Let it help you to build your business, right? And in the long run, you'll thank yourself for it, and you'll also thank me for it as well. So what I thought I would do, instead of just giving you access to the spreadsheet, because really that's not going to serve you, it is quite an in-depth spreadsheet. So I thought, right, out of the goodness of my heart, out of the goodness of my heart, I would record a walkthrough explanation, shall we say, training video. That's just quickly showing you how, like, certain aspects of it, how it works and how it can work for you. So you're not second guessing things, and you can just jump straight in there and see exactly what you need to do in order to start growing your coaching business. So without further ado, let's do this. I'm going to share my screen. And now you should be able to see the spreadsheet. Underneath the video, there'll be a link that you can just get direct access to the spreadsheet. But first and foremost, just like bear with me. This should be no longer than 10, 15 minutes, maybe a little bit shorter, might be a little bit longer, but it is just what it is, right? Okay, so first and foremost, when you do get access to it, you want to make sure that you go to File, you want to make a copy it, and save it to your own Google Drive, right? Because you can't manipulate this one. This is my hard drive. This is my copy. This is master copy. So you need to save it your own. This is where you can obviously get access to the video as well. Again, if you want to, there'll be a link there. Now, if we just move from left to right quickly. So we've got obviously the months of the year, and the months of the year is also broken down into quarters as well. So we've got the first, second, third, and fourth quarter of the year. You can see there that date actually needs changing, right? Then as we move across, we've got monthly revenue targets. We've got the price of your offer, the thing that you're selling. We've got how many clients or how many units you need to sell that particular month in order to make sure they hit your monthly revenue target. And then we've got calls booked per month. So this is actually how many calls you need to have in your calendar or in your diary for that particular month in order to hit that revenue target. Now we know, right, that you might have 15 booked in as an example, but maybe you're going to get, there's going to be like 2 or 3 no-shows. It's inevitable. You're going to get that. But as much as you try to eliminate that from happening, it's going to happen. It's business, and it's always happened, and it will happen to you as well. So, you know, you are no different. It happens to me. But we try to do whatever we can do to eliminate that from happening. But with this column, you need to have this amount of calls scheduled in. And out of that many people scheduled in, these are how many calls that you actually need to take. Okay, we need to make sure that you take this many calls. So this is how many calls you need to have booked in your calendar each and every week. This is how many calls you actually need to take each and every week. And then this is how many calls you need to have booked in per day. And this is how many calls you need to actually take per day. And then on the back end, the right hand side, we've got your annual revenue. If you just to hit this each and every month, that will be your annual revenue for the year. And then as we get down here, which I'll go through this section later on, but as we get down here, this is where you can actually, based on your performance, based on you actually hitting your revenue, you actually give yourself a bonus, is 25% bonus at the end of each quarter, based on the results that you produced. And the reason why this is here is because at some level, you need to be able to manage your money. because typically this is what happens, is that when coaches start hitting like 10K a month or 20K a month, and they feel like, wow, I've made this. And if they've never earned that much money before, right, they just start living a lavish lifestyle straight away. And they start buying the cars, they start investing in other things, they start going on holidays and stuff like that. And they just burn all the money, right? Which means that they have no money to reinvest back into the business. They have no money to reinvest back into a coach. They have no money to reinvest back into the health or other elements or into other projects. So they just always live into the means, live into the means, live into the means, and they never have what we call a war chest of cash stacked. So this is how, if you wish, I'm not telling you that you must do this, but if you wish to actually have surplus amounts of money in the bank of assets that you can pull from, right? This is what we teach our clients to do. Whether they do it or not, that's up to them, right? But like, if you want to, then this is how that would work. Okay, so let's jump into here. As you can see, right, because there's no data in here yet, just apart from this 10K here, there's no data here. But as soon as I start adding data into the spreadsheet, then you'll see the figures start appearing. So this is what it's going to look like for you. So don't think this is broken. It's not. It's just that there's no data. So example, right? Let's say January that you wanted to hit 10K a month, right? And again, this is example. You would just put your own figure in here. But 10K is for, if you're just starting off, that's ultimately the first benchmark that you need to be striving to hit. The reason being is that 10K is what you need to stack up on in order to hit your first 100K, right? So you're never going to be able to hit 100K if you can't do 10K. So let's say that your monthly goal was to hit 10K. Then what you would do here, you would put in the price point of your program, the thing that you're selling. Now, what you'll find is that this is really only steered towards serving people who want to sell at a high ticket price point. If you're selling your offer at, shall we say, $97 or $200 or even $500, in fact, let me just show you what that looks like, right? Because if I were to put $500 in here, then in order to hit 10K in a month, you need 20 clients. You need to sell 20 units. That means at this level, you need to book in 100 calls. You need to make sure that you're having 25 calls a week. You need to make sure that you're having 5 calls a day. Sorry, 4 calls a day in order to make that happen. Now, potentially, if you are just you running your coaching business, you don't have a team, you are just starting out, then you don't have the capacity in order to be able to handle that. Also, as well, potentially you don't have the audience to be able to pull from that in order to generate that amount of volume. So, that's just like one reason why going high ticket is beneficial, especially when you're just starting off building your coaching business, because it means you need a lot less in your business in order to make that happen. So let's say, for example, that you are charging $1,000, right? So we're just doubling that. You can see that the figures are changing now. It's the figures are a lot less. So it's a lot manageable. It's a lot more palatable. So they're the figures that you need to create each and every month. Now, I always suggest to our clients, like if they're coming to us, they're currently selling $500 or $1,000 or $997, look at what it is they're doing, maybe repackage what they're doing into a higher level signature offer. They're serving a bigger problem. And we get them bare minimum starting around about a $3,000 range, or even $5,000 mark. But let's play at this level for right now, right? And again, for you just input in your price point there. And then you can see now, right? So in order to hit that 10K a month in January, we're looking to make 3 sales. We're looking for 3 clients. We want to sell 3 units. So I always say to clients, right? You're not a million miles away from hitting your first 10K if you never hit it, selling at this price point. So what needs to happen to get these 3 clients. So the spreadsheet is telling us. So right now we need to make sure that we've got in our calendar 17 calls for that month in order to get those 3 clients. This is all based on KPIs, right? Key performing indicators, and is based on a 25% close ratio. So you need to have 17 calls booked in your calendar for January. So you need to do whatever it takes to get those booked in. Out of those 17 calls, you know you're going to have no-shows, right? But you need to make sure that you physically take 13 calls. Out of those 17 calls, right? You're going to be splitting that over like 4 a week. But again, we know that not all 4 are going to show up, right? So there's going to have to be 3. You need to make sure that we're taking 3 a week. And then from that, and again, because the numbers here are really low, obviously we can't divide that equally into per day, right? But so it's telling you, the spreadsheet is telling you that you need to have 1 call a day. But you just need to make sure at this level, you need to be having 3 calls a week, right? And based on that, you're going to enroll 1 client per week, right? Or throughout the sales call. So you're going to get your 3 clients. Now you can do that if you're just starting out, for example, right? And you're just still validating a lot of things inside your business. What you could do, so I'm now going to actually show you how you can actually grow your business without really adding more volume into the mix. So you can actually grow your business, earn more money without really working a lot harder. So let's say you're just starting off, for example, and in the first quarter, you're like, okay, so each quarter I want to do 10K a month. This is my price point I'm selling it. You're still doing a lot of validation. So you're validating your price point, you're validating your offer, you're validating everything that you do, you're validating how you work with clients, and you're generating 3 sales a month, right? So you're hitting 10K each and every month. Come April, the second quarter, what you could do is, okay, well, what I'm going to do now is I actually want to grow my business and I want to hit this time 15K a month. So this is my sales target for the next quarter. But what you're going to do this time, instead of still charging $3,000, this time you're actually going to charge $3,500, or shall we say, 4,500. Okay. Because you validated the offer, you know what you do works. People tell you from the results that you're producing, right? You should be charging more. So you increase your price point. Now I've just increased that by $1,500, right? That you probably potentially can't get your head around that. So you might increase it by $500, just like incrementally. But when I went from charging low ticket, I increased my prices by 400%. Nobody else knew. I increased my prices by 400%. And in the first month, I got 3 clients. So the price is the price. And if you're delivering high value solutions, results, and you're helping your clients overcome the huge problem, right, it's worth it. And there's always people in the world, right, that's willing to invest at that price point. But can you see now, right, on the back end, what you need to do is still the same. It's still the same, but you're earning more, right? You're charging more and you're earning more. But what you need to do is still the same. Now, let's say, for example, that we didn't charge $4,000, $4,500, and we charged $4,000, right? So now you need 4 clients in order to make this work. You need now 4 clients a month. So now you need to increase your sales goal, your bookings by another 2. So you need 19 calls booked in. Out of those 19, you need to make sure that you actually have a solid 15 calls. So you need to have 5 booking calendar each and every week. So that means you're going to take 4 each week, because we know you're going to have a no-show. So that means you need to have 1 call a day. Now, if you were to do that each and every month, your annual revenue would be $180,000. So again, right, you can see how very, very simply, just like 3 calls, if we go back to January in the first quarter, 3 calls is going to get you, sorry, 3 new clients a month is going to get you your first 100K a year. Amazing, right? Okay, now let's say that in the third quarter, you intuit 20K. And now, again, because people have paid $3,000, people have paid $4,000, it's not been a problem. You've had no rejection, right? People are paying. So now you increase your prices again. Let's say this time that you do increase it to 4,500. Oh, not 45,000, right? In fact, let's play a little bit dangerous. Let's say you increase it to 5,000. Again, right? You only need 4 clients each and every month. You need to have 4 sales each and every month in order for you to hit 20K. And the figures are there as well, right? Telling you exactly what you need to do in order to make that happen. And everybody that's beyond you, right? Everybody that's already at 6 figures, everybody that's already at multiple 6 figures, everybody that's already at 7 figures, everybody that's at 8 figures, this is exactly what they do. They understand their KPIs, their key performance indicators at such a depth, right? At such a level that they just make sure that they're hitting their KPIs, right? They eliminate drama. They don't allow drama to stop them from hitting their KPIs, and then they hit their monthly targets. This is what they do, and this is what you need to do. This is why it is called the economics of a wealthy coach spreadsheet. Now, let's say that come October, the final quarter, right, of the year, that you want to increase your sales by 10,000, right? Now, you might not be here yet, and you might think this is a little bit too much out of like your reach, being able to do that, right? And if that's the case, then that's fine. You just stick, you might not want growth. You might just want sustainability, right? And that's absolutely fine. You just put in your figures. But what I'm showing you now is actually how you can actually grow your business without necessarily having to do a lot more on the back end. If you wanted to keep your prices as they were, $3,000, then you do that. But then you've also got to be aware that you need to have the infrastructure in the back end to support the volume of what you need to have in place in order to increase those to maintain the figures, right? So $30,000, and let's say that he's now still selling at $5,000. So now we need 6 clients, 6 clients a month at $5,000 in order to enable you to reach $30,000 in revenue target sales. And again, all the figures are there, laid out in front of you. So how many calls, how many units you need to sell throughout the year. And this is actually going to give you, right, a $225,000 monthly revenue, yearly revenue. Right, now let's have a look at the bottom. So quarter 1, right, first, second, third, and fourth. You did 30,000 in your first quarter, you did 45 in your second, 60 in your third, and 90 in your fourth. It's calculated, and it's just added each quarter up, and it's just injected that figure into this part of the spreadsheet. So it's now telling you, right, your monthly revenue. This has been your monthly revenue in order to make this happen. What you need to do, right, and a lot of coaches, this is what a lot of coaches don't do, is that they don't pay themselves a wage. They just see this money coming in and they just start flittering it away, right? They start living to the means straight away. The lifestyle, they do up level everything, upgrade everything, and they just start burning through all the money, right? Amazing. Yeah, again, as I mentioned earlier on, they have nothing left in the pot to do anything with. So they're still living to the means, And end of the day, they're still really broke because they don't have anything left to invest in other areas of the life, and especially the business. So we need to be wise, right? We need to be wise. So what I would suggest you did, right? Again, it's your business. You do exactly what you want to do. But what I would suggest is that you pay yourself a wage, whatever that wage may be, right? But whatever money's coming in, you pay yourself a percentage, or you basically pay yourself a wage that allows you to keep the lights on, keep the roof above your head, for you to live the way that you live in currently. If you want to pay yourself a little bit more so you can, like, go on date nights or go to a few restaurants, then that's cool, right? That's fine. But just don't go silly stupid like I see a lot of coaches doing. I hope I'm being logical and making sense here. So pay yourself a wage, whatever that may be. If there's a business partner involved, then equally, right? It's standards for everybody. And then depending on you hitting your quarter targets, then once you've hit those targets, then pay yourself a 25% performance bonus, right? Amazing, right? So you're going to reward yourself at the end of the quarter for hitting those targets. But if you don't hit those targets, you don't pay yourself that performance bonus. So it actually encourages you to roll up your sleeves, right? And to work hard in your business to make what you want happen become reality. If you do that, right, and you're not flittering all your money away, based on these figures, what's happening is at the end of each quarter, right, you're going to have a war chest of cash stacked in your bank. And at this level, you're going to have 22,500. Now you've got money to reinvest in yourself, in your business, in other mentors, right, in retreats, in masterminds, back into you, back into other ventures potentially that you want to invest into. But you can see it, right? As you increase your quarter revenue, because you've increased your monthly revenue, still, again, you might want to pay yourself a little bit more, right? Why not? You deserve it. Pay yourself a little bit more, but then you can actually see the performance bonus grow as well, right? But you can also see the war chest of cash stacked in the bank grow as well. And it's amazing. So if you were to do that at the end of the year, right, based on this level, right, you're gonna have 168 grand stacked in your bank of money that you can pull from. Now, when you get to that level, potentially, right, even get to 100K in your bank, right, you're going to be able to sit back. It's like, right, I'm going to pay that debt off. I'm going to pay that debt off. I'm going to pay that off. I'm going to pay my mortgage off. And you'll be able to pay everything off instantly, right? And you still have a stack of cash left over to do other things with, to reinvest back into your business, into mentors and everything. Now, again, I'm not saying you've got to do that, but if you want to build your business wisely and be around for a long time and not always live to means and not always be broke, then that's what I would suggest to heavily look into. So I hope you've enjoyed that training. I hope it makes sense. And now you can actually take this and implement this into your business. And again, right, I just want to reiterate, don't treat this as something as it's just another sexy thing that you've been giving away. It's a freebie. So you thought, why not? I'll get hold of it. And you never use it, right? It's just, again, gathering dust on your hard drive. Don't be that person, right? Don't be that person. And again, just before I shoot, there's a link here, right? There's a link here that you can actually send me a direct message. So if you want to know what it looks like to actually work with me, to join our mentorship program, to become a client, to get help, to facilitate the journey from where you are to you hitting like the sales targets that you want to hit on the spreadsheet, then just send me a message here and just maybe keyword chat. I'll write that here. Just comment chat in Messenger and we can have that conversation. I've actually got something that I can send you that will actually give you a breakdown of what it looks like to actually work with us. And then you can just let me know if you're in or out. We can schedule a call and we can just take it from there. Again, there's never any pressure. It's just you looking at potentially what it's like working with us. And then if it is an opportunity, if there is an option there for it to work between me and you, then we can get you involved and we can get you moving forward a lot faster than potentially what you're currently doing yourself. So I hope that's been of help. I hope you found that useful, and I'll speak to you soon. Have a good day. Bye for now.